Alright, down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Crossfire is our Protoss player from the Team Slayers. He is Slayers Brown, again playing in the red color. And up here at the top right, looks like he might be doing a little bit of a cheese, is our Protoss player, newly joined onto the Complexity team. It is Killer. And it looks like we're going to see the same build that we saw Squirtle do to Inca earlier. Oh, I forget who did it to who, actually. Who did it to whom on this map. I think it was Inca that... Squirtle tried to do it to Inca, I believe. Anyway, point being, we're seeing the same build here again, where it's going to do a couple proxy gateways in the base, and it's the same positions as well. I guess it's just a thing about the positions on this map that it's, I guess it's a coincidence probably. But anyway, it's going to put 2 gateways down here, and they're going to be in a little bit different positions, a little bit harder to spot if the probe moves over to right here, like we saw in that previous game. Oh, and look at this, the probe goes down, and he does see the gateway. He sees it, and he's going to make the second gateway. He's going to make the second gateway anyway in his face. And we're probably going to see a second gateway come down for Brown here in a second. And there is the second gateway. And his gateway is only slightly behind the gateway of Killer. So this is probably going to be going for Brown again, just like we saw in the previous series between Squirtle and Inca, where the defender spots it and then is in such a good position. I'm really surprised that he actually, after he got spotted, put down that second gateway instead of just trying to transition out of it a little bit. And anyway, the probe doing some harassment here. The gateway is in production, or is finished now. Zealot is in production. It's halfway done being chrono boosted out. Chrono boost going down on this Zealot as well for Brown. But at the, right now we've got 15 probes for Brown. But here's the thing: is Killer does not want to get caught in the same situation as we saw in the previous game, where he had so many less probes that he just couldn't produce as much. So he's actually continuing to produce probes here. He's not all in with this completely. And he is killing off a lot of probes. Actually, he's actually going to take the probe count lead. He's targeting down probes specifically, letting the Zealot kill his own Zealot while he just targeted down probes. This is actually a beautiful way of running this. Excuse me, he's going to get an advantage here. He's got less Zealots now, but he's killing so many probes that he is actually up in probe count now, 14 to 11. And he's going to get, nope, not even going to get that last probe just quite. But, yeah, he's going to be behind in the Zealot count a lot, though, at this point. No, I'm sorry, he canceled the second gateway. Never mind, that would explain it. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. He made it, but he canceled that. I didn't catch him canceling it because I was watching the micro there. But that's exactly what he's done. He canceled the second gateway, and he's making more gateways back at home instead. And now he has the probe lead, so he's actually going to be able to get a longer-term advantage. And he kind of realized that the attack had been halted, that it's not going to be just complete all in there. And so we do see that Brown is sending some of his Zealots across the map to Killer's base. Killer's going to have to try and chrono boost out his Zealots to defend his own mineral line now, and I would not be surprised if we see Brown again target down Killer's probes directly without actually going for the Zealot or the pylon or anything like that. And is he going to get his Zealot trapped there? He's going straight for the pylon. The other pylon's going to go up as well. I'm not sure what the wisdom of this is, actually. He's finally going to turn and fight, but now he's trapped. He's going to be able to get some probes here, but the Zealot is going to pound away, and both those Zealots are eventually going to die. Another Zealot pops out as well. It's going to help finish that off. And yeah, he did get some probes there, though, because he chose to fight with probes instead of losing the pylon. So this is crazy. Both players just targeting on each other's probes, and this has been pretty interesting. This reminds me a lot of a Brood War Protoss versus Protoss, actually, for some reason. Anyway, there's now 4 Zealots. Brown has actually rallied all of his Zealots to Killer's base. It's now 4 Zealots to 3. He does have his probes there. He can fight with probes if he needs to, but that's what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to lose those probes. Oh no, he needs to get the probes out of there. Probes get some hits on there and then escape. That was a pretty wise move, actually, but this Zealot was chilling behind there, dancing around instead of actually doing damage. Those Zealots are so low on health, though. He should probably just throw the Zealot with shields on in there, try and distract by killing probes, and then the rest of them. Oh, is he going to catch it? He does stop those Zealots. He's going to again lose some more probes, but loses a Zealot as a result. And more Zealots rallied in here. They were running away long enough that the shields started to recharge on some of those Zealots, and so they're going to get back up to full health. And Killer making a little bit of a wall here at the top of his ramp. and neither player has a core yet. Both players at 8 probes right now. It is just a sheer zealot battle right now, and the pylon has been killed off for this gateway, so it can't do anything. But it's just production of well, actually Killer has 2 gateways producing, and so does Brown, but Brown has rallied all the way across the map, but neither player has a core, so neither player has that advantage. I'm really surprised we didn't even see a forge or something, or a core from either player, but again, it's just been so constant with the zealot production that neither player's been able to get ahead, and it looks like the miss micro earlier of Killer is going to cost him this game perhaps, because now there are 6 zealots in his base compared to the 4 that he has. They're all low on hit points though, but they still have shields that have recharged. He needs to target it down. Look at that beautiful micro pulling back the injured zealot. Not beautiful micro, he actually runs the injured zealot back in, and actually Killer targets it down, so he might be out of the woods here for the moment, but he needs to make sure he doesn't lose any more probes. He cannot afford to lose any more probes. He's fighting with the probes. He does manage to kill off. No, Brown pulls that zealot back just in time. He needs to kill these zealots without losing any more probes is what he needs to do, and oh, look at that micro. Look at that. Brown keeping his zealots alive with very few hit points, trying to let the shields recharge so the zealots will be more valuable later on. And that's exactly what happens. Killer GG's. The zealot count just too much for him, and actually a little bit surprised that he GG'd there. But he was just so far behind in supply that he could not come back. So Killer loses game number 2, and it's going to be a tie series moving into match number 3. All right, and game number 3 is going to be on Entombed Valley. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Brown versus Killer. And both players playing pretty well there. A very cute little strategy. You know, Killer, a very similar situation to when Squirtle won game number 1. He said, all right, well, I got an easy win off game number 1, although this wasn't easy for Killer in game number 1. But he said, I'm going to see if I can get a free win and see if he doesn't scout this proxy. But must have been cheesed too many times on the ladder to fall for that one, because Brown did scout it and was able to come back against it. It looked like for a minute that by going for probes and by building up his own probe count, Killer was going to be able to take that match, and just by having a better economy, but it didn't work out for him after all. Brown's counterattack was too strong. So we're going to get into game number 3 here. Very shortly, Brown and Killer are saying they're ready. We're going to get the countdown started now. Game number 3 on Entombed Valley will decide the winner of this match. We're going to get started right now with game number 3 here at the GSL Code A.